A case of road rage means a killer will spend the rest of his life in prison.
Feels like a dream. Like a really bad dream.
The jury found Jeremy Webster guilty of killing Vaughn in Westminster.
Webster also shot Vaughn's mother, brother, as well as another man.
What am I under arrest for? You're arrest for murder.
This is Jeremy John Webster, a man who would be sentenced to 288 years for a massacre he will describe in the most absurd way.
Like an aperture, when your arm's literally disconnected from your body, it looked like.
But an out-of-body experience isn't enough to justify the attempted murder of multiple people. And despite what this wannabe genius thinks, he has left behind a damning trail of clues, one that will prove what happened was no accident.
You followed a lady in a vehicle into a parking lot. You approached her with a handgun and you shot her. That's a conscious decision, isn't it?
On the afternoon of June 14, 2018, the Bigelow family was enjoying what should have been an idyllic summer day in Westminster, Colorado. Meghan Bigelow had packed her 3 sons, 13-year-old Vaughn, 12-year-old Cooper, and 7-year-old Asa, into the car for a trip to the dentist. They had spent the morning at the pool and grabbing smoothies, the type of simple, happy routine that makes up a summer break. Around 3 p.m., they were driving down Sheridan Boulevard. The road was clogged with construction traffic, a common frustration for anyone driving in the area. As Meghan attempted to merge into the right lane to yield to an emergency vehicle, she drifted slightly toward a black Toyota Corolla. She didn't hit the car. It was a minor traffic faux pas, one that happens thousands of times a day. She waved to apologize, expecting that to be the end of it. But for the driver of the Corolla, 23-year-old Jeremy Webster, that small mistake was enough to set him off. Webster didn't just honk and drive on. He snapped. He began screaming obscenities through his window. Meghan, likely hoping to de-escalate by simply getting away, turned off the main road and pulled into the parking lot of the Children's Family Dentistry near 80th Avenue. She assumed the encounter was over. She was wrong. Webster followed them. He pulled his Corolla directly behind Meghan's car, blocking her into the parking space. Before she could even get her children out, Webster was out of his vehicle. He marched up to Meghan and began a tirade of verbal abuse, screaming at her while her 3 young sons watched from inches away. And then Webster lost it completely. He took out a handgun and opened fire on everyone at the scene. Ultimately, it was Vaughn who bore the brunt of his rage as he was shot and killed at the scene. During this episode, Meghan and her young ones also suffered from severe injuries. Now, cops had one simple question. Why? Why would Webster ever do something like this? To find out, he was brought in for an interrogation, which would be one of the most callous these detectives had ever seen. The following footage was provided to us by the Westminster Police Department.
What made you do this today? Tell me what made you do this today.
I don't know. I'm going to be asking myself that for a long time.
I know you have to have some explanation in your mind. There's some reasoning going on in your brain as to why you did this today. You made the conscious decision to buy a gun. You made the conscious decision to start carrying it with you. Right?
For defense, so not for this.
Why did you feel like you needed a gun for defense? Has anybody ever bothered you before?
It's a scary place.
The world's a scary place. You ever been assaulted or hurt?
It's not your business.
Well, why?
What do you care? This guy always pretends to care. What's the interesting dynamic here? What are you doing? What's your angle?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on in your brain as to what made you do what you did.
Are you a doctor?
I'm not. I'm a detective. Okay? I've been a detective for a long time. This is an interesting dynamic with me having to show you pictures and trying to get some emotion out of you as to why you would kill some people. This young man right here, his name is Vaughn. That was her son. He was laying on the ground when you walked up past him and put a bullet right in his head. He's dead. You took this kid's life.
Pay the price for that big time.
What do you think that price should be? What should that price be?
I'm never gonna there's death, there's jail, there's a loony bin. All the three things I've been just afraid of and trying to prevent. And
What do you think this kid was feeling today?
when, how he felt,
Yeah.
I was scared.
I want you to paint a picture right now in your own mind about what happened this afternoon. Let me kind of help you paint that picture, okay? You're in a very angry state, swearing at a woman, pulling out a gun, shooting her. She's got 3 kids with her. You shoot 2 of her kids in front of her while she's still alive. That's not a very pretty picture, is it?
Oh, I'm here.
You're here where? At the police department? Is that the just results of what you just did?
What do you mean just results?
Well, is that what you expected to happen after you did what you did today? You made a conscious decision to put the gun back in the backpack. Was that to try to hide it in case you got stopped?
Oh. Anyway. Where's the clock?
So why did you take the coward's way out and kill other people?
I don't think you understand.
I don't.
And frankly, I don't.
I don't think you understand the tragedy and the travesty that you've created for this family.
I think I could understand it, but not feel it. So that's a problem for me.
Do you have any remorse
Yes, I have remorse.
about what you did today?
I would do anything to take it back from me. Having to accept that it happened.
Oh, it happened. It's very real. This isn't a dream.
Okay.
The
Feel free
only thing
to
on my mind is I'm gonna get murdered.
say that again.
I'm gonna get murdered. It was like in the middle of the parking lot, I think.
Okay. Can you just draw a circle or something where her car was or where your car was? I'm just trying to get reference in my mind from you where you were. We've had witnesses tell us, but I want to hear from you.
There.
Draw it where I can see it there. That's that's probably a bad color of pen there. Okay. Now whose car would that be? Whose car would that be?
Sharpie.
Okay. The circle you just drew, is that your car or her car?
Hers.
Her car? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just put her car here. And this right here is the truck. I just want to do this so you can see me doing it. Make sure I catch this right. Now, where would your car be?
Kind of behind hers, like.
Draw another circle, what behind her is. Okay. Okay, so this is your car. Sorry. So this is Jeremy's car. Okay.
There you go. This would be much easier to see.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of hard to write on that.
Yeah, that's not very good.
On that.
Okay, so tell me about where those kids were, because you said you remembered a couple of kids.
It was all in the same area, I think.
Same area. Was it all outside?
Yeah.
Okay, so the truck, the lady in the car, and the two kids were all outside.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever go in that building? Did you ever notice anybody looking out of that building when this was going on?
Sensing that this man was unhinged and dangerous, Meghan had pulled out her cell phone. She wanted to record his license plate or his face, a standard defensive reaction because she needed proof of this man's aggression. In Webster's twisted version of reality, that phone wasn't a shield, it was a weapon. He later claimed he felt threatened, cornered by a mother and her children. But his actions weren't those of a man in fear. They were the actions of a man who decided he wasn't going to leave any witnesses. Webster walked back to his car, but he didn't get in and drive away. Instead, he opened his trunk and retrieved a Glock 19 handgun. He shot Meghan first. As she fell to the pavement, critically wounded, she screamed one word to her boys: "Run." Webster then turned his weapon to the other individuals at the scene, and he shot Asa in the chest and leg. He then fired at Cooper, who managed to sprint into the dental office, fortunately escaping the bullets.
You shoot two of her kids in front of her while she's still alive. That's not a very pretty picture, is it?
Oh, I'm here.
You're here where? At the police department? Is that the just results of what you just did?
What do you mean, just results?
Well, is that what you expected to happen is after you did what you did today? You made a conscious decision to put the gun back in the backpack. Was that to try to hide it in case you got stopped? So why did you take the coward's way out and kill other people?
I don't think you understand.
I don't.
And frankly, I don't.
I don't think you understand the tragedy and the travesty that you've created for this family.
I think I could understand it, but not feel it. So that's a problem for me.
Do you have any remorse
Yes, I have remorse.
about what you did today?
I would do anything to take it back from me. Having to accept that it happened.
Oh, it happened. It's very real. This isn't a dream. You're not living in a dream world. This is a real world right now. And you killed a little boy, shot 3 other people. And the interesting thing that this game you're trying to play about saying, you know, this whole attitude of there was a higher power making me do something, or I didn't understand what I was doing. You saw the guy sitting in the truck and he had made eye contact with you. He made perfectly clear to you that he saw you shoot this lady. So what'd you do? You shot him too. Because you didn't want him to be a witness to what he just saw.
That's not true. You're painting your own picture, man.
Well, it's what happened.
The rampage wasn't restricted to the Bigelow family. John Gale, a complete stranger, was sitting in his truck nearby with his 9-year-old daughter, waiting for an appointment. He had witnessed the horror unfolding in front of him when Webster turned and raised his Glock and opened fire on the truck. Gale frantically threw his truck into reverse, trying to shield his daughter from the hail of bullets. He was hit in the arms, but he managed to speed away, saving his child's life. In less than 2 minutes, Webster had fired nearly 20 rounds and emptied his magazine. With the silence returning to the parking lot, broken only by the cries of the wounded, Webster didn't panic or run. He calmly walked back to his Corolla, placed the gun in his backpack, and drove out of the parking lot as if he were leaving a grocery store. His next stop wasn't a police station to turn himself in or even a hospital. It was Home Depot.
If the circular saw didn't die, I wouldn't have been there. I was supposed to buy a new circular saw.
Okay. So when you left here, where did you go?
Here? Where did I left?
Yeah, I'm sorry. When you left here, where did you go?
Lowe's to buy a circular saw for my cousin.
Where's the Lowe's?
Right around the corner from there.
Oh, okay. Do you know what street that's on?
No, I'm not familiar with the streets yet.
Okay. Did you buy one?
Yeah.
What kind you get?
I don't remember that. Maybe Ryobi.
Ryobi?
Maybe Ryobi.
That's a good one. I use saws. I like Ryobi.
I'm just getting proficient on them.
You bought a Ryobi circular saw?
Yeah.
Okay. What color?
I think
Does it like that green-blue color?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. What else did you buy?
That's it.
Okay. Do you have a receipt for that?
I don't. I mean, I do. It's like I have to put it on the company account because I don't have like a card or anything.
So what's the company account? What do you tell them?
It's just like text to confirm.
Okay.
So then I give them my cousin's phone number to confirm it, and then he presses a.
What's your cousin's phone number? So I can.
I don't know without my phone.
What's your cousin's name? I forgot to ask.
Kevin.
How you spell? Okay. And do you know his phone number? I'm sorry, I just asked you that. Correct me if I say something I shouldn't, all right? So, where does he live? How old is he?
30-something.
Okay. What?
I recently found out I had this other Irish cousin up here, and he needed a job real bad.
So he's the one that owns the company.
Mm-hmm.
And what, does he have a name for the company?
Yeah, he won't anymore, apparently.
No, it's the name of the company as you know it before this.
No, okay, yeah, I was saying he won't. Hey, well, clearly he's gonna be. Everyone's gonna be affected by this.
Okay.
But it's called.
Say that again. Okay.
Man, oh man.
Does he have an office or does he work out of his home?
Oh, he doesn't have an office yet.
Okay. Now, is he the one that sometimes rides with you to the job? I think you mentioned that when you go to work, sometimes there might be somebody going with you.
No, never.
Never. You're always
He's
alone.
sometimes at the job, but no one's
He's
ever.
at the job. Okay. And today you said you came there alone.
Mm-hmm.
You did some work and then you ended up here.
The saw broke and I had to go get it, and then on the way, the lady did something, flipped my switch, and and that happened, and I went to get the circular saw and back to work.
Okay. So she flipped your switch. So she did.
That's
Angry you.
in whatever comparable like, mental terms there are for that. Like,
Well, is it fair to say that that
some,
pissed you off or it angered you? I hear a lot of people say that.
I don't know what I was feeling.
Can you tell me about where you went after Lowe's?
I went back to finish pulling up a floor right around here.
Okay. Are you working in a residence or a commercial building?
Right
Okay.
around.
And you don't know the address of that?
No.
Is it in Westminster?
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you there?
Today specifically?
Well, is this after the shooting that you went over there, or early in the morning?
At which point? I had to bring the saw back and get the saw.
Oh, okay, so you took the saw back to the house. Gotcha.
Cursing and munching on his pizza while trying to act unstable wouldn't save him, but he did explain that he needed a new saw for a construction job he was working on. So, minutes after killing a teenager and critically wounding a mother and her child, Jeremy Webster went shopping. He then returned to his job site in Castle Rock and worked for another hour, blending in with his coworkers, appearing completely normal. It wasn't until rush hour that evening that police caught up with him. Traffic on Interstate 25 was gridlocked, which allowed officers to identify his vehicle and swarm him. Dashcam footage captures the arrest. There was no chase or shootout. Webster pulled over and surrendered with an eerie calmness. When detectives finally sat him down in the interrogation room, they likely expected a man consumed by rage or guilt. Instead, they got a man who seemed bored, detached, and ready to spin a narrative of insanity. Webster describes the shooting as if he were asleep, claiming the entire event felt like a bad dream.
I'm saying I'm the devil.
Just because you did such a heinous act?
No, I've been the devil since I was born.
Why? Is that the way your parents treated you?
No, it's just all been revealed to me through little clues. Like, random lyrics and numbers and...
Even his actions would certainly shock the devil. He told detectives he had recently started new medication for mental health issues. He claimed that when he got angry, he dissociated. He used oddly specific visual metaphors, describing his vision tunneling down like a camera lens.
No, I literally think that I'm the Antichrist.
The Antichrist isn't the devil.
Whatever. I'm all of them.
Right. But yet,
The devil won today, and I lost. And the devil lives inside of me. And now, you know, I'm trying to fight it.
your mom did say one thing that was fairly interesting.
What?
She said that you really have an anger issue.
What?
An anger issue.
I've worked with anger problems.
So she's right about that.
Yeah. I get angry.
Sometimes so angry to the point of losing control.
It's not always anger that does that.
But sometimes it is.
Any external stimuli that's overwhelming.
So you tell me, do you think you're insane?
I do. I believe that I should have been locked up in a loony bin.
Well, why would they lock you up? What would you have done to make them lock you up? I'm not that sure that that's all that much insane. Okay? That was a lot of... I just don't want to take the pain anymore. And I wanted to kill you.
Killing.
I can't differentiate real from not real.
Do you know the difference between right and wrong?
It's ambiguous. Like, I feel what happened today was obviously wrong. But in general, that's a tough question, right or wrong, because there's right and wrong, and then there's pure evil. Today was pure evil.
Today was pure evil. Yes.
Did you do this to prove to the world and your doctor that you've got problems?
No, my God, no. All I wanted was to build a decent life for myself.
When she pissed you off, is that what you were thinking? I'm going to show her.
No, I wasn't thinking anything.
You had to raise that gun and point it at her and pull the trigger several times. Very conscious decisions, several steps and processes to do that. It just doesn't happen in a snap of a finger.
No, maybe the answer's somewhere in between. Maybe I am. If you guys can't convince me that I'm not insane, it just can't happen.
How old are you? 23. And yet you've gone through 23 years of life and never done anything wrong?
I'm plenty wrong. You guys will find out.
Well, you don't have a criminal record.
Yeah, because
How are we going to find out if you haven't been arrested? Who's going to come forward and tell me the things you've done wrong?
all right.
Who should I talk to that's going to tell me these things?
Oh, I see. My bad. My brother's probably the person to talk to. He'll give you the best full picture of what I'm like.
What's your brother's name?
Andy?
You live around here?
No, he lives in Boston.
Is his last name same as yours?
Yes.
Do you know his phone number?
Off the top of my head, it's in my phone though.
Is it? Do you have a passcode on your phone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted them to believe that he didn't kill Vaughn Bigelow. He wanted them to believe his arm did it, acting on its own accord while he watched from a distance. He painted himself as a victim of his own mind, terrified and pursued by invisible enemies. But the detectives weren't buying the fugue state defense. The details didn't add up. A man in a psychotic break doesn't usually possess the presence of mind to hide his weapon, drive to a hardware store to run errands, and return to work to finish a shift. Those are the actions of someone covering their tracks.
I don't like this adversarial questioning. This guy was better at your job.
All right.
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
you finally don't like a little pressure put on you about what you're being held responsible for and what you're going to be held responsible for.
Sure. I don't know what you want from me.
We trying to get back at somebody today? You know, we've talked to your mom.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship do you think you have with your mom?
Distant. Maybe a little distant.
How about your dad?
My dad's in South America right now. He's up to all sorts of weird stuff.
Does he work for the military?
He is anti-money laundering specialist. He doesn't work for the military, but he does a lot of, like, government-type stuff. I think he's in Brazil.
Do you have a relationship with him at all?
Recently, we didn't for a long time, and, but recently we've been repairing it, I think. What would my mom say?
I think she's pretty disappointed in you.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. Surprised, though?
That doesn't surprise you.
No, I'm asking if she was surprised. What did she say?
We didn't tell her exactly what had happened. Yet.
Okay.
Actually, the media had already called her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was this part of your goal, was to become famous?
My goal was to get through the work day and go home today and see my cat and wake up tomorrow and do the same thing, and then sign a new lease on a house on Saturday. Which was a struggle, but I figured out the deposit and...
But what's your long-term goal? What was your long-term goal? Did you have any?
Sorry?
Did you have any?
No, I mean, my goal more recently, my goal has just been to try to find happiness. If it's elusive.
So you couldn't find happiness, so you thought you'd go
No.
out and inflict enough terror on somebody's family to ruin their lives?
Absolutely not. I didn't plan anything. I didn't have any intentions. My only intention today was to work my parents' floor for too little money, and just drive home and go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and do it again. Gradually, things will get better as long as I do the next right thing.
Till some lady cuts you off in trouble.
That's how the timeline went, but... I didn't know. It was like I drank a lot of alcohol. I took a lot of Robitussin. Tried.
Well, you must not have tried very hard.
Yeah, not hard enough, maybe.
Most people, when they try to do it, are just trying to get attention. Or seeking attention.
The interrogation reveals a man struggling to maintain his insanity mask against the logic of the investigation. When pressed on the simple reality that he got cut off in traffic, got mad and grabbed a gun, his complex story falls apart. He tries to deflect, critiquing the detective's technique rather than answering for the blood on his hands.
We know this lady came out of the car and said some things to you, and you stayed in your car, is what she told us.
Who?
The lady that got out of the car. Is that true? Did she get out of her car and you stayed in your car at first?
I don't know. All I could see.
What do you see?
All I could see is people getting shot. I don't
How many people did you see getting shot?
know.
More than one?
More than one.
More than two?
What do those people look like?
Will I still get a phone call at some point?
Absolutely.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And will I still get to eat at some point?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just nervous about ever being in police custody.
Sure. We understand that. Again, it's really not a big question for us as to what happened. It's very important to us to hear from you. Okay?
So much less to do with, you know,
So much less to do.
so much less to do with that. Whatever, I don't know what did it. Huh.
Can I just ask you a couple questions? Maybe you
Yeah,
can
please switch
maybe a yes
gears.
or no.
Yeah,
What did you do with the gun?
I didn't feel like I was doing anything.
Well, I guess I need to clarify. After you left, what did you do with the gun?
Oh.
Did you leave it in your car?
I don't know.
Did you put it someplace else? Part of our concern is if a lot of times people will panic and maybe get rid of a gun, and we don't want a kid to get a hold of a gun and hurt themselves. And if that's the case, there's no law against throwing a gun out the window. If that happened, you need to tell us, or if the gun is in the car. Do you understand how we'd be concerned about kids getting hurt?
I shouldn't have had a gun. I should have already been.
The insanity was a shield. The reality was a temper that had finally boiled over into lethal violence. He felt disrespected by a wave and a smile, and he demanded blood for it. Meghan Bigelow survived her wounds, though she underwent massive surgeries and carries the physical and emotional scars every day. Asa survived, though he faces lifelong challenges. But Vaughn Bigelow Jr. never went home. In April 2023, nearly 5 years after the shooting, Jeremy Webster faced a jury. His defense team argued he was not guilty by reason of insanity, citing his bipolar diagnosis. But the prosecution pointed to the Home Depot trip, the return to work, and the calculated execution in the parking lot. The jury needed only a few hours to decide. They found him guilty on all counts, including first-degree murder. Jeremy Webster will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. His attempt to intellectualize his rage, to blame it on a dream or a disconnected arm, failed to fool anyone. He remains a stark reminder that sometimes the most dangerous monsters aren't hiding in the shadows. They're sitting in the car next to you, waiting for the light to change.